This article presents lists of the literary events and publications in the 13th century. See also, 13th century in poetry, 12th century in literature, 14th century in literature, list of years in literature, events. 1204 The Imperial Library of Constantinople is destroyed by Christian knights of the Fourth Crusade and its contents burned or sold. 1211 Elenander Freudmont begins compiling his Chronicon. 1226 By August, the biographical poem L'Histoire de Guillaume le Maréchal, commissioned to commemorate the life of William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke. A rare example at this time of a life of a lay person is completed, probably by a Turingo layman called John in the southern Welsh marches. 1240 Albert of Stade joins the Franciscan order and begins his chronicle. 1249 September 27th Chronicler Guillaume de Puylaurens is present at the death of Raymond VII of Toulouse. 1251 The carving of the Tripitaka Koreana, a collection of Buddhist scriptures recorded on some 81,000 wooden blocks, is completed. 1258 February 13th The House of Wisdom in Baghdad is destroyed by forces of the Mongol Empire following the end of the siege of Baghdad. It is said that the waters of the Tigris run black with ink from the enormous quantities of books flung into the river and read from the blood of the philosophers and scientists killed. 1274 May 1st in Florence, the 9-year-old Dante Alighieri first sees the 8-year-old Beatrice, his lifelong muse. 1276 Merton College, Oxford, is first recorded as having a collection of books, making its library the world's oldest in continuous daily use. During the first century of its existence the books were probably kept in a chest. 1283 Ram Kar Weng, ruler of the Sukhothai kingdom, creates the Thai alphabet, according to tradition. 1289 Library of the Collège de Sorbonne, earliest predecessor of the Bibliothèque de Sorbonne, is founded in Paris. 1298 to 1299 Marco Polo dictates his travels to Rustichello da Pisa while in prison in Genoa, according to tradition. 1300 Easter, the events of Dante's Divine Comedy take place. New works, 13th century Huon of Bordeaux, Beatrice of Nazareth, 7 Ways of Holy Love, the earliest prose work in Dutch Conrad of Saxony, Speculum Vitae Mariae Virginis, Jomi, miscellaneous observations from the year of Gixin. C. 1200 Lemon, Brut Nibelungen Lied. Early 13th century Ancrene Wis, Theradaldian Atta, Mantic Tita Codex Gigas Anonymous, Gesta Hungarorum Guido del Colon, Historia Destructionis Troii, Hervara Saga OK Hythe Rex Regavanka, Harish Chandra Caviar Wolfram van Eschenbach, Pars Ivel, c. 1203 Hartmann von Auer Ewain, 1205 Lancelot Grail, c. 1208 Saxo Grammaticus, Gesta Danorum, c. 1210 Herbesli Romans de Dolopathos Gottfried von Strasbourg, Tristan, 1212 Carmo no Chome, Hojoki, 1214 Gervase of Tilbury, Otir Imperialia, c. 1215 Bertrand de Barsur Ober, Gerard de Vienne, Rumi, Divan Ishams e Tabrizi, c. 1217 to 1235 Andia Kabi Garakava, 1220 Ibn Hamad Akbar Muluk Bani Ubaid, c. 1220s Snorri Sturluson, Prose Edda, c. 1225 Francis of Assisi, Laudes Creaturarum Cantico del Creature, the oldest known Italian poetry. Kinghorn, the oldest known English verse romance. 1227 Brother Robert Tristram's Saga OK Isendar, an Old Norse translation of the Tristan and Isolde legend. c. 1227 Henry of Latvia, Livonian Chronicle of Henry. c. 1230 Le Mort le Art, French prose romance. Guillaume de Loris, first section of Romance of the Rose. Johannes de Sacrobosco, De Sphera Mundi Snorri Sturluson, Heimskringla, c. 1230s, Post-Vulgate cycle. c. 1240 Eagle Saga. Johannes de Garlandia, De Mensurabili Musica. Rudolf van Ems, Alexandroman, c. 1240–1250 Roger Bacon, Summa Grammatica. Mid-13th century Black Book of Carmarthen completed. Dune de Mayence, Franco of Cologne, Ars Cantus Mensurabilis. Old incidents in the Shanhei period of the Great Song Dynasty, c. 1250 Willem die Madik Meijte van den Vos Reina Erdi, c. 1250–1266 Poemida Fernan González, c. 1250–1282 Mechthild of Magdeburg, Das Flies sind Licht der Gottheit, 1252 Kalila Edimna, translation of the Panchatantra into Castilian, Jikunsho, 1258–1273 Rumi, Masnavi, 1259 Bonaventure, Itinerarium Mentis Adium, completed. 1260 Minhaj-i Siraj Tabikar I Naziri, c. 1260 La Irkut Citdu and Menestral de Reims Sadi Gulistan, Bastard Poets and Texts in Persian. 1263 Bonaventure, Life of St. Francis of Assisi, c. 1263 Jacob van Merland, Der Natrenbleem, c. 1264–1273 Thomas Aquinas, Summa contra Gentiles, c. 1264 Jacob van Merland, De Spiegel Historiael, 1265 Book of Anir and Shokukoken Wakashu, c. 1270 Ibn al-Nafis, Theologus Autodidactus, John of Kippur, Directorium Vitae Humani, translation of the Panchatantra Poetic Edda written in Codex Regius, including Havamal and Volpa, c. 1270–1278 Witello, Perspectiva. 1274 Bonversandala River, Libro de Lettres Scripture, c. 1275 Jean de Meun, second section of Romance of the Rose. Late 13th century Emir Khusrau, The Tale of the Four Dervishes and Jal Saga, c. 1280 Bernard of Bessy, Liber de Laudibus Bt Francisci Heinrich der Vogler, Dietrichsflucht, c. 1280s The Owl and the Nightingale, Anonymous IV, concerning the measurement of polyphonic song. 1283 Ramon Lul Blanquerna Muju Shasekashu, 1288 Bonversandala River, De Magnalibus Urbis Mediolani, 1288–9 Emir Khusrau Kiranus Sedain, 1290s, Sir Patrick Spence, 1290–1 Danyana Shwari Emir Khusrau Mifta Alpha 2, 1293 Dante Alighieri, La Vita Nuova, 1294 Emir Khusrau Guritel Kamal, c. 1295 Matthew of Boulogne, Liber Lamentationum Mathiolali, 1298 Emir Khusrau Kamsa Inazami, 1299 Rustichello da Pisa, The Travels of Marco Polo, c. 1300 Cursum Indigesta Romanor and the Interlude of the Student and the Girl, New Drama, The Orphan of Shao, Births, c. 1200 Matthew Paris, English chronicler and monk, 1205 Tikhana, Telugu poet, 1207 September 9th Rumi, Persian poet, c. 1212 Ibn Salih Seville, poet, 1214 Sturla Þórðarson, Icelandic writer of sagas and politician, 1225 January 28 Thomas Aquinas, Italian philosopher and theologian, c. 1230–1240 Jacob van Merland, Flemish poet and writer in Middle Dutch, 1240–1241 Mechtilde, German religious writer and saint, 1248 Angela of Foligno, Italian mystic and saint. 1265 Dante Alighieri, Italian poet. 1266 Duns Scotus, Scottish philosopher and theologian. 1275 Dhyana Schwab, Maharashtrian sant and writer. 1279 Muktabai, Maharashtrian sant and Abhang poet. c. 1280 Ranulph Higden, English chronicler and Benedictine monk. 1283 Juan Ruiz, Archpriest of Hita, Castilian poet. Yoshida Kenko, Japanese author and Buddhist monk. 1293–1294 John of Ruysbroek, Flemish mystic. Unknown year. Thomas the Rhymer, Scottish laird and prophet. Deaths unknown. Palkuriki Somanatha, Telugu, P. Kannada and Sanskrit poet. 1209 Nizami Ganjavi, Seljuk Empire, Persian romantic epic poet. December 29 Lu Yu, Chinese poet. c. 1210 Gottfried von Strasbourg, German writer. 1212 Adam of Drybra, Anglo-Scots theologian. 1223 Gerald of Wales, Cambro-Norman churchman and topographer. 1228 Gervase of Tilbury, English lawyer, statesman and writer. 1241 September 23 Snorri Sturluson, Icelandic historian, poet, and politician. 1241 September 26 Fujiwara no Taka, Japanese waka poet, calligrapher, novelist, and scholar. 1251 Ibn Sahl of Seville, poet. Albertinus of Brescia, Latin prose writer. 1252 Alberic of Trois-Fontaines, Cistercian chronicler. 1253 October 9 Robert Grosseteste, English churchman and scholar. 1259 Matthew Paris, English chronicler and monk. 1268 Henry de Bracton, English lawyer. 1273 December 17 Rumi, Persian poet. 1274 March 7 Thomas Aquinas, Italian philosopher and theologian. July 12 Bonaventure, philosopher and theologian. 1285 Rutebeuf, French trouvere. 1287 August 31 Conrad von Wurzburg, German poet. 1294 Roger Bacon, English scholar. Giton de Arezzo, Tuscan poet.